contributor here today. We have Matt from Reveal, all the way from Canada. Thank you for joining today, and we're certainly excited to hear more about the benefits of what your solution brings to the market and to the HR tech leaders that all want to reach those buyers as quickly as possible, and to have those quality leads that they want from their partners. So I think it's a great tool. And Matt, you've spent some time doing hard time as a CMO level type, VP of marketing at talent.com, as you can see here. And I love the benefits that you're going to cover. So please dive in, introduce yourself a little bit, and then the mic is yours. So thanks for joining.
Of course. Well, thanks, Ward, for the opportunity to present. Always love to collaborate with HR Tech Alliances. Of course, my name is Matt. I'm a business development director at Reveal. And just to maybe touch a bit on Reveal, it's an account mapping platform. So basically what we do is we help comparing CRM data. So if you have partners, you can connect your CRM to our platform. Then you invite your partner, they do the same. And then you're able to see things like mutual customers, mutual prospect. You can tell if you have a prospect that you're trying to get and your partner already has them as clients. So that's what we do. But as you mentioned, Ward, I'm also from the HR tech space. I worked at talent.com for over 5 years. And throughout the growth, I had the chance to do several roles. I did sales, partnership, and marketing. So today I just want to kind of put my marketer hat back and kind of explain how the program took its shape. And I think it was a really interesting story because having done all these roles in the same company prior to that, I was trying to find ways to bring things together and create more collaboration. And I think it goes exactly with the mindset of Reveal, and another reason why I'm here today. So happy to share this with you guys today. So maybe we start with the beginning. My last role at Talent was as a VP of marketing, as mentioned by Ward, and my mission was to basically open a new marketing division for the company. So we always done B2C marketing, targeting new audiences of job seeker from all categories, but we never really marketed to the buyers, the HR teams, talent acquisition. We did a little bit of event, but that's it. And then we had the name change from Nouveau to talent.com. So at that point, we decided, okay, we need to do more efforts in the B2B. It was my responsibility to launch the program. So we were looking at, okay, what should we do? What marketing channels should we pick up? Do we want an omni-channel marketing strategy? What is our approach? What are our KPIs? So I was working the plan basically, and we had a couple ideas in mind. We wanted to do content marketing. We wanted to do advertising. We wanted to keep doing the events as well, but we also had a little bit of challenge because we wanted to do everything fast. We wanted to do touch everything, only keep what works, reject the things that are not working, and we wanted to be very smart with our budget because it was at a time that was a bit uncertain, right in the pandemic. So with the economic climate, it's a bit like now, like we didn't know what we should do. So we really wanted to have the best return on investment. So we decided, okay, the North Star is MQLs. We want to provide leads to our salespeople. We want to give them opportunity to have great conversation. We want to have great quality leads. So first thing we touched was content. I mean, pretty good results there. We were able to maintain a good production level, ebooks, maintain a good blog, webinars, white papers. But it's tough to keep up with the quality of content, right? When you need to bring value to your buyers, you want to stand out. We're in a pandemic. Everybody's doing things virtual. They're doing webinars, so you got to compete. So our partnership team at the time always wanted to do some co-marketing with our partners, which I thought was very interesting because I had been in this position as well. I wanted to do something. We used to announce the new partnership, but we needed more context. And the struggle we had was alignment. Like, which partner do we choose? Yes, we have some strategic ones, some that we have integration, but how do we find the right use case? How do we bring the buyer and the client in the conversation? How do we get them to share the stories and actually spread the value of two tools combined? So I was trying to find some solution, and around that time, somebody in my team came up to me and say, "Hey, Matt, look, I found this tool called Reveal. Can you have a look?" And I'll show you. I'll share my screen. I'll just show you how they showed it to me, which led to something pretty interesting. So this is just a Reveal demo account, but basically that person in my team came up and say, "Hey, Matt, this is Reveal. I set up an account. It was free. They showed me how it works. I took the liberty to connect with a few of our partners. I think we had dozens at the time, so they found a couple that were already using Reveal. I said, look, let me show you. So this is one of our partners. I'm able to open what we call the account mapping, and here I find out that all of these companies are our customers, but they're also a customer of X partner that we work super well together. So do you think it's something that we could use to find these use case with our co-marketing with our partners instead of just announcing what we've done without context? So I was like, yeah, that's pretty good finding. So I started looking into it, started adding more partners, and now I find out that the ecosystem becomes a real marketing driver, because here I can see my customers. I can tell which ones I have a strong relationship with, or I can ask my sales team. And then I can ask my partner, like, hey, I see we have like these 3, 4 common customers. Do you have one where you have a really strong relationship with this customer? And the first thing we did was to find the right fit, find the right people to speak on both sides. I think we took somebody from the client. I think it was an HR leader, probably a director of talent position for the sake of this. We took somebody from the talent team. I think it was a person, the CS team, and somebody on the partner team. And now we had a joint conversation about highlighting the experience of the HR buyer using 2 tools together to solve a specific problem. We spend more time explaining the problem and how they try to solve it and how these things really came into play. So that was really interesting. And what I really found was great is here I could really use my ecosystem and have great transparency in seeing who's going to help me produce the content I need. And at the end, I was able to drive a lot more conclusion. I was able to create a better relationship with our client, create a better relationship with the partner. And what really surprised me is we wanted to really be smart with our investment and budget. And this was really helping, because when you promote the same piece of content with a partner, now you have 2 people to chip in. And depending on how you want to see this, you either reduce your cost by 2, or you invest the same amount, but you get double the results. And not only that, I found out like when you collaborate with a partner, sometimes, they're organized in a different way. They don't have the same marketing strategy. So they have tools that you don't have. They have maybe a membership to outreach, and they can do sequences. Maybe they're member of a different community that you don't have. Maybe they've done more Google ads and you've done more LinkedIn. So you have a better coverage. And more importantly, they have other customers that are not using your solution that you're going to get in front of right away. So I found this super interesting. And the next step is, okay, everybody's happy. We get good results. I mean, the multiplier on the number of attendees we had compared to other sessions was pretty impressive. I don't remember the exact numbers or the multiplier, but I know I was really pleasantly surprised. So I wanted to spread this to other division of other areas of the marketing strategy and see where can we take this. Because remember at the beginning, I said, okay, we want to do advertising, we want to do events. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to take this to event, which was another very powerful strategy for us because it was the pandemic. So I did take a few things online on virtual events, which was great. But I think in person, it would have had a great impact. And I keep talking about this with our user, talk about it with you, Ward. And I know you're offering services for this. And I think it's a great idea. If you take the stories and the content you had online and you're able to bring this to events and collaborate with your partners, it creates the same impact. I mean, Enrique touched on it earlier. If you bring you bring a booth to an event, you're taking the smallest space, it's difficult to get traction. It's difficult to get the results you're expecting. But if you're really bringing something new to the table, and let's say you want to take the bigger booth, have a better presence, but I have a couple partners chip in, it's a great way to do it. And from my perspective, I think the more challenging thing as I was looking to do this after the pandemic was, how do we create alignment again? How do we find the partners to do this? And how do we make it happen? And this, if I can share a really quick tip that can be done, collaboration with Reveal and HR Tech Alliances, is Ward, I believe your website really does give a list of all the exhibitors from this year or even sometimes previous years of specific HR event. And Reveal is not only to compare customer to customer or prospect to customer. You could compare different object of your CRM entity and drive conclusions. So instead of connecting with a partner on Reveal, like I showed earlier, you could upload a list of event exhibitor. And what it would give you is it's going to create a card for an event. For example, we have SHRM 2022 here. And if you open it, it's not going to be exactly like this because it's my demo, but you could look at your list of, instead of customers, partners, and compare it with exhibitors of a given event. So as you try to create alignment, find out which partner can help you get the success you need at an event, you can look at this and say, oh, these 6 partners of ours are really strategic. They can come with us. We can expand the size of our booth by maybe 5, 6, 10, bring everybody together and tell the same stories as we did in the webinar and have a similar impact, but now we're in person and we can get a drink afterwards. So that was the conclusion that was kind of driven by this. That's all I have for today, Ward, but I hope I'm not out of time or something.
No, you're good. And that's fantastic. I mean, I love that story because you're right. It's about the discovery of who can you partner with and when or where, right? And your tool helps with that. And it certainly helps. The most important part is, where are the buyers? Are they already a customer of our partner? Just knowing that sometimes can advance your deal and keep it from, getting ghosted or whatever that would happen without that extra support from your partner. And I'm sure you have countless stories from your clients in discovering, connecting to the buyer, whether even if it's a common prospect, not just a customer, right? With your partners, and that's why a lot of people go to shows, right, and set up booths, because they want that kind of net new type opportunities. But you don't want to overlook all the connections that potentially are there or would be there if you just put a little thought in it in advance, and your tool can do so many things. It's just amazing.
Yeah. And at Reveal, we call it the concept of nearbound, right? So you have like the outbound, that's your sales team reaching out to your ideal prospects, and you have inbound, which is your marketing strategy. But nearbound is the people you already know from the ecosystem getting a referral, which naturally is what happens with your group of friends or family. And getting a referral or getting some just an enforcement of like, this is the right thing to do, always feels better when you're in a buying cycle. And I've been a buyer countless of times as well, and I see it happening when people operate like this.
Nearbound, yeah, that's quite a great way to explain it, because it is it, and it's amazing how many times, right, people just look over it and go, wait a minute, you have all these relationships, you're not even leveraging it. And that's fantastic. It really is. Anybody else have, let's see if any other questions came in. I don't see any at the moment, but I think, Matt, from the outline that you shared in terms of scalability, as I think you mentioned, you kind of started with that one use case, right? And said, okay, hey, we brought these groups together, which was brilliant. It wasn't just the salespeople per se, it was engaging the customer, right? And getting their input and feedback, and then replicating it from there. And that's so refreshing to hear, because you need to collaborate amongst yourselves first before you can go out and collaborate with the ecosystem. So that's fantastic, and you're spot on. Yeah, in terms of in-person events and bringing together the customers and the prospects and so forth, and definitely next year you're going to see a lot more of that happening with the likes of Closer Still Media and others that are putting on events that encourage that, not just allow it.
Yeah. And we're seeing
Uh,
it already, which I really like to see. Going at a few events this year, it was only an idea at the time, not as advanced as it looks when I talk about it now. But when I
yeah,
saw it happening this year, I was like, whoa. And when you talked about it as well, more in details, I was like, oh, this is the full, this is the big picture, you know? So
yeah, totally. And yeah, and it takes, it takes a variety of tools to not only just create these opportunities to collaborate, but also to measure and, and so forth. So um, it's great to see Reveal being a critical and important part of helping improve the quality of those leads and looking at the near bound opportunities and leveraging those. So it'll have to be a NQL. Is that a near bound quality lead, or how do you have to start a new category? It sounds like.
Nearbound applies to all these types of lead, MQL, SQL, PQL. We learned today, so
Yeah.
it's just it's just like how they were generated, and combined with which team is nearbound plus MQL. Yeah, I would say in this context.
Yeah, that's neat. That's exciting stuff. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the event today, sharing what Reveal has to offer, and your story really added a ton of interest and value to what others are probably trying to sort out right now. So thanks for being a thought leader and really helping bring that to the forefront.